Hello my lovelies. Today I'm going to be taking you through my October bullet journal setup, and this month we're focusing on how to use washi tape as decoration for your spreads. Now I've seen lots of videos on how to use washi tape in your bullet journal, all kinds of tips and tricks, and they're great, but I've never really found a video that explains like a straightforward way to use washi tape solely as decoration. Whenever I've tried to use it in the past, I feel like it's never really looked right, and I've just kind of chucked the tape down, not really knowing which ones to use or where to actually put them. But this time, I think I've figured out a way to use them that actually looks nice. I feel like I've created some kind of washi tape decorating cheat code. So I'm going to share with you how I did it and how you can do it if you'd like to give it a go. So the first step is to find your main washi tape, and this needs to be a fairly wide washi tape. I mean, it doesn't need to be, but this is how I've done it. It's the widest washi tape, and it's got the main themes and decorations on it. I've actually picked two because I'm greedy, but I think you only need one main one really. But I've gone for ones with the girls with the butterflies, and then just a really butterfly covered one. And so next you find a couple of slightly narrower washi tapes, and these are usually the ones with, still decorated but not quite as in your face, I suppose. And I choose these out by picking out something that matches the theme or the colour scheme in your main washi tape. So with mine, I've used ones with flowers that are kind of the same colours in the main washi tape. And then finally, you pick out your narrowest washi tape, and these I would make a solid colour. Otherwise, there's just too much going on the spread, and there's lots of different patterns and too many different colours, and it starts looking a bit chaotic. Whoop, phone. So just plain coloured washi tape. And I'd pick this tape out by looking at the colours in your main washi tape and then matching them as best you possibly can. So for this spread, you can see I've picked out some of the pinks and peaches and greens, but there's also a little bit of blue in some of my main washi tape. So I've also got blue. So I've got peaches, pinks, pale greens, and a little bit of blue in my whole spread setup. I suppose those are my colours, and like I say, I've picked those colours out based on the colours I could see in my main washi tape. So the next thing then is to pick what colour pens and liners and things you're going to use. Obviously I went with pinks, and then I also used a green. Unfortunately, as usual, my camera doesn't pick up the colours properly, so for some reason the green tends to look fluorescent. I promise you it's not. So yeah, once you've picked your washi, you pick your pens, and then you've got to figure out what your layout is actually going to be, and that's the bit I usually find the hardest. So before you know where you're going to be able to place your washi tape, you have to have your spread set up and laid out first, obviously, because you don't want to get washi tape in a place where you're going to be using it for writing or something like that. So here you can see me setting up my main monthly calendar, and then on the right hand side is going to be the horizontal calendar that I use. Is it horizontal or vertical? I suppose it's vertical? I don't know. I know horizontal is the one that goes down, no, across, and vertical goes down. But if you're writing across, but the calendar goes down, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, set up the calendars. So I'm sectioning off any spaces that I'm going to be writing in. And then when it comes to my usual spreads, I always feel like there's a lot of space empty, and I feel pressured to fill it with something. It's like this needs to be a space for notes or something, or it ends up being a space where I can't quite fit something, but it looks weird if I leave it blank. So those are the perfect places for the washi tapes. And then obviously having the different sizes of washi tape means you can fit different ones in, and they look good together because you've already gone through and picked out a colour scheme. You might have noticed on the cover page I did October in like pink and green, so that it would match the washi tape, but I felt like it just wasn't the right pink and green, and then it was kind of blending in, so I've gone for the just bold black. So here is where I am adding my washi tape. So I went for my thickest horizontal orientated washi tapes, and then I'm using the smaller sized washi tapes to go vertically down. So I've kind of bordered the whole thing in, but with different washi tapes. And I haven't worried so much about the fact that the pictures and design isn't the right way round on that left hand side green one, because that would have limited where I could actually place it. And I also have on a lot of these overlapped the washi tapes and sort of layered it a little bit, and I think that looks quite nice. And then what I do finally, the final step, is to find some stickers that are in the theme and the colour scheme, and then add those just in a few spaces to make the composition a bit more aesthetically pleasing, nicer on the eye. I don't really know what you would call it, but it just kind of balances the whole spread out and adds a little bit more interest in those empty spaces. So for this one, I think you would call it fussy cutting. I picked the part of the washi tape that I actually wanted to use here, and obviously you can see it's a butterfly so that it would be in the middle. I already knew what the layout of this spread would be, so I knew where I didn't want to put any washi tape. So it's just a bit like a puzzle finding where the washi tape will fit in, but my main go-to is to use it as a border. I think that's the easiest way to use it, and then just change it up, use the different kinds of washies, and I think that's what makes it look cohesive and like it's not just slapped down anywhere. I also experimented a little bit with cutting a straight edge or using just tearing it. I think tearing it is probably nicer. It depends. If you're the kind of person that uses a ruler in your spreads, I would cut it with scissors. But if you're the kind of person that does everything freehand and it's a lot looser, then I would tear it, because then it kind of fits in with the style of the rest of the spread. And I also found, I don't know why I forgot, but I eventually remembered that using like a credit card or a bank card, something like that, to tear the washi tape to make it straight is really, really easy. You can be much more precise and it tears really nicely, so that's really handy. So yeah, this is obviously my line a day and my productivity tracker, and I've just put the decoration along the top and along the bottom, and it's simple, but it took like not long at all. I was going to say 2 minutes. It probably took more than 2 minutes, but it was a lot faster than it would usually take me to set up a spread. And I've slightly changed things up on my productivity tracker because I haven't used a grid. My productivity tracker has evolved to the point where I know what each little tiny section is, so I don't feel like I have to label it out and section it all off. And then it just saves so much time as well, not having to do all the lines and the labels and things. But you can see I use my Tombow brush pens to add the boxes where things would go, and I'm using the different colours to show which are weekdays and which are weekends. I think I probably could have just got away with just using the pink. Looking back at this now, it looks a bit too busy, a bit too much, and I could have just done it all in pink, and I think that would have looked nice just as it was, and of course it would have been faster but it is what it is. I still quite like it, but yeah, I think it would have been better without the green. So now I'm trying to pick out some more of the blues, the blue colours. This is my little box of butterflies and flowers and things, and because it's butterflies and flowers, perfect opportunity to use them. So I spent a while here trying to figure out the placement of these. I decided on the colours, so I picked because you can see there's a little bit of blue in the butterfly, and I didn't really want to add anything green because there's already a lot of green on that page where I added it. But yeah, I just put the 2 little stickers in the bottom corners because I felt like there was a lot going on at the top, and it was very plain at the bottom, so I just added it to sort of balance the weight of the layout. And then finally we are on to my Life, Love, Health and Habits tracker, which I have had for a long time now. It's quick to fill out. It works for me. It's got everything I need in one place. I don't have to write out, I don't have to dedicate like 3 or 4 pages to tracking things anymore, because before I'd have a page for my mood, and I would have a page for my, I don't know, sometimes what I ate, whether I ate or not. If I'm doing something more in depth about what I'm eating, I probably would have a different spread for that. But yeah, I've really simplified everything because I just don't have time to spend hours and hours and hours setting up a bullet journal anymore. So this is how I'm kind of tackling that. And washi tape is definitely the fastest way to set up a bullet journal and make it look nice that I've found so far. And also, a lot of the washi tapes that you get nowadays come with themes and with different, different widths in them. So you can kind of get a set that's ready-made for you. The washi tape shop, it's expensive, but they've got some really lovely washi tapes on there. Just if you were wondering where I get any of mine from. So yeah, I was setting up this spread for tracking my mood and my relationship tracker, tracking things with the kids, sleep, energy, stress, all that kind of thing. There's my head. Yeah, and then obviously the thickest space at the top I used for my thickest washi tape, a bit of thin one down the bottom to fill in that gap, and then here I just stacked some washi tapes up higgledy-piggledy at different lengths, and it worked really, really well. I really like the way that's turned out, and all I had to do was stick a bit down and it's done. Yay. Yeah, and then I'm just marking the weekends here with the pink, and then I think I add some lines off to the right hand side for my note section, and that's it, I think, for these spreads. I don't think I did any more. Yeah, because I'm not if I'm using a weekly spread now, I will set it up on that week. This is me trying to get it so that the lighting shows what it actually looks like, and it doesn't. I just can't get it right. So but yes, look, I added a little flower on the top, and I also used the dot pen markers that I found a little while ago to add a little bit of extra stuff. Just fill in those little gaps that were looking a little bit empty. So that is it. That is the bullet journal spread. So find a theme, pick out your different width washi tapes, grab a few stickers if you have them to hand, and then just start bordering everything up, layering washis over each other, playing with vertical and horizontal, and stacking things all together. And I really like the way it turned out. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!